what happens is that these people in this Jazzercise, they, like a couple of them kind of look at me, and this one attendant comes up to the little counter that's just kind of in there, and it kind of looks a little professional, and they're just like, "Sir, what would you like to know?" Like all hesitantly, just kind of staring at me, and it's kind of like, yeah, what's going on here? I've never seen a place like this. And just kind of look around a little bit, and it's kind of like, I'm staying. I literally walked in to the same spot, right? And it's like, I've never been to one of these places before. I've never seen one of these places in action. It's like where I'm from, I work a sit down type kind of thing and do really nothing, and I think that'd be kind of cool to see what this place is all about. You know, maybe give them a little ad space on my YouTube channels if I really like it. Not that I'd ever go there, you know, just kind of more like window shopping than anything else, because it's many hours away from where I live. But anyway, I was looking at the place just because I was bored, and they just kind of like start going through the plans, and it's kind of like, can I speak to the instructor, maybe get a little bit more of an idea of what's going on here and everything else. And then they kind of then she's nice to me, and she kind of is nice to me, like it was probably a front more than anything else. And she's like, okay, yeah, we can, yeah, it's this much for this much of a session, and you know, we're open X through X, and you know, it's like so much a month, and or so many weeks, or we have this free trial that's starting, and this and everything else. Well, one of the older ladies comes over, so she walks up to me and says, "I don't like you here. You make me uncomfortable. I want you to go." Just this one random person that is sitting there, just that one random person that is, you know, jazzercising, stopped her little workout just to come over there and tell me that. And I look at the lady I was talking to, which is still kind of nervously talking to me, kind of a little awkward situation, and it's kind of like, and it's kind of like, okay, what's that about? And she said, "I don't know, but you know, she doesn't feel comfortable." And it's kind of like, well, just asking a few questions and, you know, get an idea what's going on, then, you know, I'll just leave her alone. Then she grabs the phone and says, "I'm calling the police." I'm thinking, okay. I walked into an unlocked building where people were exercising, and she's feeling uncomfortable. She's calling the police, and it's like, okay, I kind of want to see where this might pan out to. And okay, the lady at the receptionist didn't ask me to leave or anything, and we go ahead and we sit there for a while chatting. I get the prices and the details and, you know, everything else, and like, oh, okay, this is kind of cool. I want to see if they have any of these in the local area where I live. So I leave and go right next door, sit down with my friend. He's still waiting, and waiting. So I sit there for about 5 minutes, and it's like, I don't like sitting. And I get up, and I walk on over to the pillar that's outside of that same building, and sure enough, here comes the police. Whoop, whoop. And the police come, and then they come up to me and they say, "I don't know what happened in there, but you made someone awful uncomfortable. I want to see your ID and everything else." And you know, at that point, then the receptionist lady pops out, and she starts talking to the other officer, and the other officers interviewing with them, and it's kind of like, I just here dropping off my friend and got bored and heard the loud music through the nice professional office building walls, and figured I'd see what it was about, and found out it was a Jazzercise thing. And then they said that eventually they were like, "I need to see your identification." And it's kind of like, I don't feel comfortable giving my identification out. And And I said, why not? And it's like, well, I don't think I did anything wrong. And they said, well, you're being accused of voyeurism. And it's like, voyeurism. And immediately I'm thinking in my head, I wasn't trespassing. Didn't do anything illegal. Didn't hold a place with a gun or anything. What is voyeurism? So apparently, walking into this place is considered voyeurism because one of the people felt uncomfortable that I was there and they wanted me to leave, right? Well, that doesn't make much sense. So he started talking to me for a little while, and he said that you were trespassing, you were voyeurism, and then the other officer that was originally talking to the one lady that complained most, and the other lady, then all of a sudden the story changed with this one lady behind the counter. It's kind of like, no, I asked him to leave, and he did, and he kept staying there, and it was creepy. And yeah, the other cop came back, and they had a different story, and then it basically boiled down to my word versus their 2 words. But still, I wasn't really guilty or anything. But apparently voyeurism is a thing. Right. The thing is, this lady wasn't even this hot. Hate to be sounding like a mean person, but she was old? I don't know, maybe she's giving herself a little bit too much credit. It's a good thing to be flattered at yourself. And here's the double standard here. If a guy is voyeured, I guess, you know, someone, I think the direct definition of voyeurism is watching someone that is naked and acting upon it as sexual gratification. However, the law interprets this as basically being a peeping Tom, or like any definition I found basically says watching someone in private while they are undressed and specifically getting sexual gratification out of it. Well, here's the thing. Wasn't attracted to anyone there. Didn't have my pants off doing any kind of naughty things. And the lady that was complaining of voyeurism wasn't extremely attractive, and she was fully clothed. So legally, it was just kind of like a throw-out term that they were using, and the cops, you know, I've had run-ins with cops before, and it's been bad times and good times, but these cops were pretty chill. They were kind of there, and I feel a lot of cops just use the influence of, you know, this could be illegal, but they point it out in such a way that makes it deterrent for you to do what they say. But eventually I never gave them my ID. Just say I felt uncomfortable giving information because, you know, the scanners, and everyone has a scanner. I don't want to be popped on a database for voyeurism because some person felt uncomfortable because I walked into an unlocked area that had a reception desk asking about the Jazzercise program. I even asked the receptionist at one point, is this a girls only place? Because I noticed like almost anyone I could see was a girl. And they said, no, it's not. And it said right on the pamphlet, girl power. So I'm thinking, okay, officer, if they're having such a problem with this, and they're specifically saying I'm taking gratification out of this, and their pamphlet says girl power, isn't this sexist? I mean, they're assuming I'm getting sexual gratification out of watching them exercise. And yeah, so basically the cops kind of ran into, after that little stunted statement, just kind of ran into the thing where they basically said I'm being trespassed from the property, don't return, and it was kind of left at that. So yeah, I almost got arrested because of watching someone exercise. Seriously, it's just really unfortunate that the type of environment that there's such a huge displacement going on here. It's kind of like a guy looks attractive and says, hey, you look cute. And if it's said by a girl to a guy, then, oh yeah, sure, it's fine. Hey, that's a compliment. But you say that to a girl and apparently it's voyeurism? So I didn't even do that. And it's like there's such a double standard. It's kind of like I would feel I personally would feel super energized throughout the rest of my day if someone, guy or girl, would come up to me and says, "Hey, you look attractive." That would make my day. You go up to a girl, you say that, and sexual harassment, voyeurism, he tried to rape me, all these things, and just a mountain of just all this stuff just comes down at you. And the thing is, I didn't even do anything. I walked in there, asked about the place, because they were making loud, obnoxious music through a wall, and I was bored. I was so bored. Is this bike going to start now? I say for minutes. Blabbering on. Let's see. Did you deflood, or do I have to call AAA? Okay, you're not deflooded. Let's turn up the choke. Don't think I need gas. There we go. Don't die on me. Don't you die on me. I don't want to be stuck out in the middle of nowhere, even though I pay too much money for AAA. Don't die. Don't. No. No mas. God. Really, I'm just gonna have to call AAA, aren't I? You're just going to be that kind of. Anyway, that's my video. Unfortunately, I need to get the carbs cleaned on this thing. And I have just the product to use. Till next time, this is Shadowfoot in the middle of nowhere, signing out.
Like what you see? Enjoy our content? Then please consider visiting our Patreon page. There you can learn how we got our start, and there you can be a part of the action.